What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Taraxa today. Terra, at the request of Ivy. Ivy, this one's for you, buddy. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Shout out to FYX. Let's get it. Okay, here we are. We're at about 0.0057329. If we take a relative high here to a relative low there, we have pulled all the way up to our 786. This has actually been very common. We've identified this throughout this whole bull cycle, actually, really since about August of 2024, and it probably started happening even before then, but I really started to catch on to it in August, that a lot of cryptos, the common thing to do, right, in this scenario from a high to a low is to go up and find resistance at your golden ratio. Normally, on the first pass for your golden ratio, you find resistance there. It's the second pass that you break through. But in bullish scenarios, it's only normally it's a bullish thing. It depends, but normally it is a bullish thing whenever you tear through the golden ratio and you hit the 786 to 886 area, okay? Then when you reject this area, oftentimes you pull back to the 0.5 to the 382 area, which is exactly what you did. When you hit the 786, when you find resistance at the 786, it's really more like you pull back to the 382, 236. You hit the 886, you pull back to the 0.5, 382. So you went somewhere in between, so then you went somewhere in between. You know, you didn't stop at the 382, but that's completely fine. On a daily basis, I think it would be better if you closed above the 382. But truthfully, as long as you're above the 236 with this kind of rejection, I'm not worried about it at all. Higher lows are higher lows after all, and the 236 is an area that you found support and resistance before and support before, so somewhat significant area down there at about just below half a cent, 0.00469 it looks like. From a low to a high, relatively speaking, that 236 right above it is the golden ratio itself of this retracement here, and it looks like you tipped it already for support, so this is good, right? This is definitely, to me, it's a good looking thing. Now, sometimes with these deep retracements, you do get really harsh rejections that take you lower. The way you're moving, it doesn't seem like it, right? These harsh rejections that I'm talking about from here, they oftentimes are just as fast as the moves up or faster, right? This has already taken more time than your move up did, so I don't think. And you oftentimes do also with these rejections get right below the golden ratio rather immediately. So I think more so what you're doing is you're finding support. You're just doing a deep retracement, deep pullback, a lot of volatility. But this is oftentimes a really bullish setup to see. You see the extensions, the fib extensions here. So from a high to a low, based on this range from the high in December to the low that you just had at the beginning of this month in February. The next target area that I would interpret, which I do think you're on your way there. If not, you're going to go down a little bit lower, but tomato, whatever, like you're going to drop, let's see, at the most, maybe you drop like another 25%. That's not small stuff, you know. That's nobody wants to lose 20%, but if you can just close your eyes and hold on to your blankie for a second, you know, you're probably gonna, and you probably don't even drop that low. That's like the most that I would think you drop. You probably drop anywhere from 10% to 20%, not even 25%. If we go lower, we'll look at some shorter term stuff and see if you are going lower. But when you do go higher, and I think it'll be soon, whether you go down first and then you go up, or you just go up, you're still going here. It's just which, you know, is it going to be a little bit later or a little bit earlier? 2 cents to 3.2 cents is the primary target area. That's the 1272 to the 1618. When you get above 3.2 cents, not wick above it, but like if you close above it, if you look like you're making headway through that, you probably will continue to the 1886200. It's like this: if you get above the golden ratio and you're making headway through it, you oftentimes don't stop at the golden ratio. You'll stop at that next zone, and that's this in equivalence in extension forms. So I would say genuinely, what I would expect probably at this rate. I mean, certainly by the end of March, I would think that anything from 2 cents to 5.5 cents is possible. And that might not even be where this move stops, because you're breaking out of this high, you're breaking out of that high. I mean, you could go at that rate, actually, hold on, right? Because this minimum extension takes you just below this high. Every other extension, which I think you're going to hit more than just the minimum extensions, I think you will end up in this area or higher. You're going to be higher than this high, so really we can take this high to low here, of which you had a nice double bottom at, higher low here. It's kind of like a triple bottom, actually, to be completely fair. I would say, and that's a nice reaction on it too. Your minimum target here lines up with where I thought you were going to go anyways, like up here at this 4.6 to 5 point, you know, that makes sense on a larger scale. So 4 cents, instead of saying 2 cents to 5.5 cents by the end of March, maybe even mid-April times, right? But I certainly would think that you're above 2 cents sometime soon. Not the end of March stuff, like that's coming in the next couple weeks or few weeks. At least I would think so. Timing's not the easiest thing to get, you understand, right? But instead of this target area, 2 to 5.5 cents, I would rather say actually 4 cents to 8 cents. That seems a bit more reasonable to me, and there's things lining up here that agree with that. So, and you might stop right there at 5.5 cents. You got the 200 and the 1414 lining up together. What would that be percentage wise? Because Taraxa can do a lot, guys. It can move up. It had a very good bottom, right? This is its bear cycle lows. Very nice double bottom. This look, you guys know if you've been watching the channel, even for a week, if you've been watching the channel, you know how much I love these lows right here that look like this. That you come in, you got this W shape at the bottom. You've got this Eve and this Atom look to you. It's a very good looking double bottom. That's all I'm trying to say. And then on top of that, you look at the whole picture here. It's like a rounded bottom. We like rounded bottoms. We like double bottoms. We like Eve and Atoms, Adam and Atoms, Eve, Adam and Eves, whatever. They're all good, all really good stuff. So here you're consolidating off this very powerful, very powerful bottoming pattern. You're consolidating here at the prior areas where you dropped to, like these prior areas of support. You're looking very constructive. So I don't think that it stops here. I do believe you will see new all-time highs. I think this thing has a lot of legs to go. And that's why I believe by the end of this move, you actually will see something that's on the lines of a 7x to potentially a 14x. You could genuinely see that, I think, as early as April. 7x to a 14x, somewhere in that zone, right? I don't know if you hit the 7x, if you hit that by the end of March, but I fully do expect that this move, if this was a move overall, you would be well on your way by the end of March. Like it would, you might not believe in it now, maybe you do. Whoever you are, if you're holding on Terra, if you're holding on to some Terra coins, you might be like, yes, I believe it. It's going to happen now. I do believe in fairies. I do. And maybe maybe it does go up there by the end of March, but more likely, I'm thinking that we'll be probably on our way here by the end of March. It might not seem like it's happening now, but by the end of March, I would expect that we are around or above these highs. And then going into April, we'll finish off this move and see this target area being hit. I don't think we hit 8 cents. I think it's somewhere around 4 to 5.5 cents. At a minimum, I truly am expecting at a minimum it to be like about 3.2 cents when this move is all said and done. But I would actually be surprised if we stop below 4 cents. I like this 4 to 5.5 cent area especially. 8 cents is a nice thought. It could happen, but 3.2 cents, 2.5 cents, I suppose there are possibilities as well. But we're looking a little bit higher than that. I don't think that you're just going to stop here after consolidating all this time. I don't think you're going to stop here, right? I mean, yeah. Anyways, what's the market cap here? But who cares what I think, man? This thing can do whatever it wants, right? Just because I say something doesn't mean it has to do it. $30 million? 30? Yeah, at a $30 million market cap? I was being told this is an American coin too, so it might not get taxed, right? I mean, at $30 million, if this thing were to do a 100x, which is crazy, right? 100x's are crazy, but at 30 million, 100x puts you at a $3 billion market cap. And $3 billion is a lot. That's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. But in crypto, that's a very attainable market cap, right? I'm not saying this thing is going to be worth hundreds of billions of dollars, being worth 30 million now, right? We're not talking about ludicrous expectations. Don't get me wrong, 100x is ludicrous in itself, but that happens, you guys. That happens in crypto. We see 100x's happen all the time in crypto. We saw, Phantom, which is now Sonic, right? Sonic got rebranded. It was Phantom, FTM. It did like a multi-thousand-x last cycle. Caspa did a multi-thousand-x this cycle from a low to a high. So I know 100x sounds crazy, but guys, this is crypto. Crazy things happen. And the reality of it is, that's not even crazy, right? $3 billion is not that crazy. Just the move 100x is. You could see, a 200x then would be $6 billion. $12 billion would be a 400. You know what I mean? Like this, I'm not saying that you're going to be worth $12 billion, $20 billion, $40 billion by the end of this cycle in market cap valuation. But those kind of market caps are attainable for a project like this if it gains traction, if it gains popularity, there's some kind of big story that the whole markets can rally behind, right? I'm not saying this is going to be that coin that does a 400 to a 1000x. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it has that possibility. It really does have that capability. If I had to stick to logic instead of pie in the sky theories, which by the way, pretty pie in the sky theory would be that this coin is 1000xable. Because again, to get to a 1000x, that's a $30 billion market cap, and that's easier said than done, but it's still a very attainable market cap to have. It's still not crazy, right? We've seen coins in their first cycle, meme coins, reach higher market caps than that in their first cycle, right? Let alone something that has been through a full bear market, had a very nice double bottom. You're forming beautiful structure on the charts. I mean, and you've got fundamental values beyond memes, right? I'm saying it could happen. It could 1000x. If you don't think it can happen, you're not going to catch that 1000x. But I personally, I don't expect that to happen. I would more expect you probably do land somewhere between about a 100x to whatever 10 billion would be. So 100x is 3 billion. A 300x, it'd be like a 330x or something like that. That would be $10 billion, something around here. So probably something around 20 cents is where you top off at by the end of this cycle. That's what my assumptions would be. You probably stop there. Oh, wait, no. That doesn't make any sense. No, I'm sorry. That's not a 300x. That's not even a 100x. Okay. I was doing my math wrong. My bad, y'all. $1.76. Okay, I was like, that doesn't seem that far away. I'm like, I did something wrong there. I did a 30x instead of a 300x. So something around, not 20 cents, my friends, my bad, but around like $1.50 to $2. Yeah, that's more like it, right? Even $1 could find resistance. You don't have to break $1, but I certainly would expect you do break above 60 cents by the end of the cycle, which from here would be a 100x. Now, let's look at the short-term stuff and see if you're going lower first, how much lower you're going to go, or we understand where you're going to go inevitably, but let's just look at this, right? So again, relative low to high, you're at not your golden ratio. Yeah, you bounced right off it. Okay, cool. Got above the 0.5, back below. Technically speaking, the call would be to go either into the golden ratio zone or even the 786, 886. And the reason why that would be is because you bounced off of the 618, the golden ratio, got above the 0.5, and now are back below it. Oftentimes when you're back below it, you either double bottom off the golden ratio, which I suppose this could suffice for, or more likely you go into it, or even more likely you actually do go to the 786, 886. Generally, it's not the first attempt you break through, but the second attempt that you do. Doesn't mean you have to, but again, that 236 overall from this larger fib from the high to low here, it is just below this golden ratio here. So, and that's where these prior areas of support were too, right at that 786 actually. So maybe you do go down to about 0.0043, somewhere around there. Let's see, the 4-hour RSI certainly suggests it, right? Rejecting off of the 50 here. Double bottom though. Bullish divergence. You already had that move up though. It's probably already taken care of. I would think if you wanted to keep moving up, you would have done it already. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, I think you're going lower. I think so. And that's okay. Just a little bit lower. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I'm sure if you're patient, whoever you are out there. Ooh, but see, that's a nice 786 rejection right there. This is what I was talking about whenever I was saying, like, when you actually reject a 786 and you go higher, or in the case of the beginning of the video, I was talking about going lower, you get that immediate reaction. I'll tell you what, I'm sticking with it. I think you're going to go to 0.0046 to 0.0043, somewhere in that area, just a little bit lower than this low here. Nothing too significant. If I'm wrong, and I could be wrong, I really actually think I could be wrong on this. If I am, I want to see a 1 hour time frame or a more significant time frame close above 0.006123. If you can close above this, if you can get above these prices here on a closing basis on any hourly time frame or more significant, I would start to think you're actually having a retracement of this move, and not just a retracement, but an extension out. You're not going lower, and you've actually already found your low. That's what that would imply to me. So, if I'm wrong on that, cool, whatever. You're going higher instead. You'll be seeing about 7.0073, maybe 0.0068, something in that area. But I'm going to stick with the lower call for now, because that's what it seems to be like to me. Yeah. Rejecting the same area on the 15, getting oversold, not getting above the 50. Lower highs. If you reject here, you get something below 0.005635, and I think you will. That'll be the nail in the coffin to solidify that you are going lower. That to me, it's not that hard to do. So we'll see if it happens. Time will tell. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.